There are very many people out there who are DV selectees who end up losing their opportunity to go to USA. Not because they have failed to fill out their DS-260, no. Not because they did not submit their required documents to KCC, no. Not because that they failed to facilitate their medical examination process, no. Not even that they have failed to submit the qualifications which is required for anyone to participate in the DV lottery program. No. Just because of the poor performance of their embassies. So this one disturbs very many people. It makes very many people to lose this chance which they got out of millions of people who are applied. For you to be selected, my friend, that is a very big chance. But to end up losing it just because the embassy where you are supposed to do the interview, the way they handle this process, it makes most of the people to end up losing their opportunities. In Africa, it is very common. There is one country which I know that their performance every year is constant, is very poor. Accra, Ghana, US Embassy. Their performance is very poor, 100%. I don't know why. When it comes to DV lottery interview, visa interviews, the way they perform, it is as if they don't want their people to go out of their country. You wonder why they act in that way. But not only Accra, Ghana, US Embassy, but most of the embassies in Africa, the way they handle DV lottery interviews, you may wonder why they perform in that way. But there are some circumstances whereby you can change, but it is not so much easy to change from one embassy to another. You must have genuine reasons why you are requesting to change your interview after seeing that you may end up losing the opportunity. There are some factors which I likely to give, but not 100%, right? Yes, I think this one, they can help you to change from one embassy to another. If you see that the way they handle that process, you may end up losing your chance to go to USA. It is not very easy to be selected. So you have to struggle very hard in that you can get that interview schedule being approved and you go for your interview. So number one is, if it is like you win the DV lottery when you are in another country, but you end up shifting from one country to another country. For example, if you shifted from one country of residence to another country, in this process, you may request after giving them the enough evidence and enough reasons that you are unable to go back to the country where you scheduled your interview to be at first, and you are requesting them that you want to schedule your interview in the current country where you are staying now. So in this process, you have to give them the reason why you cannot go back to do that interview from the first country which you selected. Then if they find out that it is a genuine reason, genuine answer, they may change for you your interview to that country where you are living now. But it is not 100% guaranteed that they will accept your request. But you can use that tactic. For example, if you have some relative in another country, which you see that the embassy is performing well when it comes to DV lottery, you may use that opportunity and change instead of waiting the embassy which performing very poorly. So you may use that tactic and you change. Then another one is like if your country is at war, if you have a serious war, especially even in let me say, in capital cities, because that is where you may find the US embassy, that they are located in capital cities. So they may decide to close the embassy, either to go back to USA until the war ends. So in that situation, I think you can also request to change your interview to neighboring country where you feel like that you can be able to travel to go there and do your interview from there. Or just because of the war, you end up migrating from your home country to the neighboring country. So you may request to change your interview into that country, to that embassy of USA, and you do your interview from there. That one, I know they can accept if there is a war and they have closed their embassy. So I think with that reason, they can also help you to change that schedule. Another one can be if your case number is not current. If I say current, that means they have already scheduled for your interview. You have already the notification and you know which date, which embassy, what time, when you are going for your visa interview. So if your number is now current, already they have finished to schedule for your interview, you cannot change that one. You cannot change. Even if you traveled to another country, you will have to come back to where you scheduled at first to do your interview. But you may try to see if the two embassies can connect. You can talk with the two embassies. If they can do that and they swap your interview, or which already have scheduled to that embassy where you are living now, maybe you can also try in that situation. You may be successful, I'm not sure, but I think it can work if you talk with two embassies from another country where you are currently staying, and then with the country where you previously scheduled your interview from. So with those three reasons, I think someone can change his interview from one embassy to another, but I'm not 100% that they can approve that. But I know they can understand the situation and the reasons you give to them to do so. Enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel. This is Chris Media 22.